The journey of the Pink Umbrella Institute continues, as our heroes face new foes and obstacles in their quest to protect reality. Each week, a new chapter in their story will be revealed in comic books, movies, documentaries, streetwear brands, and soon, even the highly anticipated Elbib of the hierarchy. As the story unfolds, the Institute's members learn important lessons about manifestation, self-empowerment, and higher consciousness, all while battling against those who seek to bend reality to their will. With each victory and defeat, they grow stronger and more determined to keep the balance of the multiverse in check. So stay tuned, dear readers, as the next exciting chapter in the Pink Umbrella Institute's journey is just around the corner. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to keep up with all the latest developments. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. The story of the Pink Umbrella Institute will continue to be told, and we can't wait to share it with you. Once upon a time, there were 6 girls named Lily, Daisy, Rosie, Skylar, Valerie, and Emily. These girls all had a special ability: they could jump between realities. They each discovered their powers at different times in their lives, but one day they all ended up in the same reality at the same time. "Wow, how did we all end up here?" asked Lily. "I have no idea, but it's so cool that we can all do this," said Daisy with a giggle. The girls started talking and telling each other about their experiences jumping realities. They had so much fun that they didn't even realize they were jumping from reality to reality together. "Hey, look, we're all jumping together now," said Rosie. "Awesome. Let's keep going, this is so much fun," said Skylar. And so, the journey of the reality jumping girls began. They were all members of the Pink Umbrella Institute, a group of people who have the ability to alter reality. As the girls continued jumping realities, they suddenly found themselves in a world they had never seen before. There they met a young girl named Amora who also had the ability to jump between realities. "Hi, I'm Amora," she said with a smile. "We're the reality jumping girls," said Lily. Amora was so excited to meet other people like her, and the reality jumping girls were just as happy to have found another member for their institute. "Do you want to come with us and join the Pink Umbrella Institute?" asked Daisy. "Yes, I would love to," said Amora with a grin. And so, Amora became the first new member of the Pink Umbrella Institute. The girls continued their journey, collecting more and more members and adding them to their ranks. "Our journey is just beginning, and we already have so many friends and adventures ahead of us," said Valerie with a smile. As the young girls make their way through each new reality, they encounter all sorts of characters, factions, and creatures. The excitement and wonder in their eyes sparkle with each new discovery, and they soon realize that they each have their own unique style of seeing and experiencing the world. One of the girls, Lily, has a way of describing everything she sees in the most vivid detail. Her words paint a picture so real, it's as if you are right there beside her. Another girl, Daisy, has a way of finding beauty in even the most mundane things. Her imagination runs wild, and she sees the world through a lens of magic and wonder. As the girls journey through the realities, they also come across new jumpers who have yet to fully awaken their own creativity. The girls take them under their wing, showing them the ways of the Pink Umbrella Institute and guiding them as they discover their own unique style. Together, the girls explore the wonders of the realities, and their experiences are filled with excitement and laughter. They share their adventures with each other, and their bonds grow stronger with each passing moment. "The world is but a canvas to our imagination," says Lily as she gazes out at the sunset. "And our creativity is the paint that colors it," adds Daisy, smiling. And so, the girls continue on their journey, discovering new worlds and new ways of seeing the universe. The power of their imagination and creativity lead them to new adventures, and they are always eager to see what lies ahead. The girls stepped into a new world, and their eyes grew wide with wonder. Everything was different here, the colors were brighter, the sounds were clearer, and the air was filled with a sense of excitement. They looked at each other and smiled, eager to explore this new reality. As they walked through the streets, they noticed a group of people who were all carrying bright pink umbrellas. They decided to follow them and see what was going on. When they caught up with the group, they saw that the people were all members of the Pink Umbrella Institute. They were jumping from reality to reality, helping people in need and spreading joy wherever they went. The magic of the pink umbrellas. The girls stepped into a new world, and their eyes grew wide with wonder. Everything was different here, the colors were brighter, the sounds were clearer, and the air was filled with a sense of excitement. They looked at each other and smiled, eager to explore this new reality. As they walked through the streets, they noticed a group of people who were all carrying bright pink umbrellas. They decided to follow them and see what was going on. When they caught up with the group, they saw that the people were all members of the Pink Umbrella Institute. They were jumping from reality to reality, helping people in need and spreading joy wherever they went. The girls were in awe of the institute and the work they were doing. They wanted to join them and be part of the magic they were creating. As they walked with the group, they noticed that each member had a different colored umbrella. Some were blue, others were green, and some were even glittery and sparkly. The girls were fascinated by the umbrellas and asked about them. A member of the institute told them, the umbrellas are not just for protection from the rain. They are also symbols of our power to change the world. Each color represents a different faction within the institute, and each faction has a different focus. The blue umbrellas represent the dreamers, who help people turn their dreams into reality. The green umbrellas represent the healers, who help people find peace and happiness. And the glittery umbrellas represent the adventurers, who go on exciting journeys and explore new worlds. The girls were inspired by the factions and their mission, and they wanted to learn more. They asked if they could join the institute and become members themselves. The members of the institute welcomed them with open arms, and they were given pink umbrellas of their own. They were now official members of the Pink Umbrella Institute, and they were eager to start jumping worlds and helping people. As they walked through the streets with their pink umbrellas, they felt a sense of pride and purpose. They were part of something bigger than themselves, and they were making a difference in the world. They smiled and laughed, feeling grateful to be a part of the Pink Umbrella Institute and all the magic that came with it. The girls stepped through the portal and found themselves in a world unlike any they had seen before. They were in a vast, open plain, surrounded by rolling hills and dotted with towering trees. The sun was high in the sky, and the air was crisp and cool. As they explored their new surroundings, they noticed a group of people in the distance. They were dressed in dark robes, and they were wielding strange, glowing weapons. The girls approached the group cautiously, but as they got closer, they realized that these people were not friendly. The leader of the group stepped forward and announced that they were members of the Shadow Syndicate, an opposing faction that was determined to control all realities. They demanded that the girls hand over their umbrellas, as they were symbols of power in the multiverse. The girls refused to surrender their umbrellas, and the leader of the Shadow Syndicate ordered his minions to attack. The girls stood their ground, using their powers of manifestation and self-empowerment to defend themselves. The battle was intense, and the girls were pushed to their limits. As they fought, they noticed that their opponents seemed to be growing weaker. The girls realized that they were tapping into the power of the multiverse itself, and they were able to turn the tide of the battle. They fought with all their might, and soon the Shadow Syndicate was defeated. The girls were exhausted, but they were triumphant. They had defeated a powerful foe and protected their umbrellas. They laughed and cheered, basking in the thrill of their victory. They were more determined than ever to continue their journey, to explore new worlds and face new challenges. They were living their purpose and making their mark on the multiverse, and they were eager to see what adventures awaited them in the next world. The girls stepped through the portal into a world unlike any they had ever seen before. They found themselves in a barren wasteland, with nothing but dust and rocks as far as the eye could see. Suddenly, they heard a loud growling noise and turned to see a massive creature emerging from behind a nearby rock formation. It was a giant, fire-breathing dragon, and it was headed straight towards them. The girls knew that they had to act quickly if they wanted to survive. They unsheathed their pink umbrellas and got into formation, ready to face the dragon head-on. The dragon let out a roar and breathed a stream of fire towards the girls, but they were able to dodge the attack and strike back with their umbrellas. The dragon seemed to be taken aback by the strength of the girls' counterattack and paused for a moment, allowing the girls to regroup. The battle continued for what felt like hours, with the girls dodging the dragon's attacks and striking back with all their might. The dragon was powerful, but the girls were relentless, and they refused to back down. Finally, after a long and grueling fight, the girls managed to land a final blow that took the dragon down. They let out a cheer of victory, exhilarated by their success. As they walked away from the fallen dragon, they noticed that the wasteland was starting to change. Flowers and trees began to grow, and the sky turned a brilliant shade of blue. The girls realized that they had not only defeated the dragon but also restored life to this world. They smiled, proud of their accomplishments and the positive impact they had made. The girls continued on their journey, eager to see what other challenges and adventures awaited them in the next world. They had become stronger and more confident with each world they visited, and they were determined to keep pushing themselves to their limits. They were the Pink Umbrella Institute, and they were unstoppable. As the girls stepped through the portal into the next world, they found themselves in a barren wasteland. The sky was a sickly shade of green, and the ground was cracked and dry. The only sign of life was a small village in the distance, surrounded by a wall of thorns. The girls approached the village cautiously, their pink umbrellas at the ready. As they approached the gate, they were greeted by a group of fierce warriors, all wielding weapons made from thorns. "Who are you and what business do you have here?" one of the warriors demanded, stepping forward. The girls introduced themselves as members of the Pink Umbrella Institute and explained that they were here to help. The warriors were skeptical, but after a short discussion, they agreed to let the girls enter the village. As they explored the village, the girls learned that the people there were under attack by a group of reality breakers known as the Thorn Warriors. The Thorn Warriors were intent on destroying the village and stealing their source of power, a magical artifact known as the Thorn Crystal. The girls decided to help the village protect the Thorn Crystal and defeat the Thorn Warriors. They trained with the warriors, honing their skills and learning to fight with their umbrellas. The battle was fierce and intense, with the girls and the village warriors fighting side by side against the Thorn Warriors. The girls were outnumbered, but they fought bravely, using their wits and their mastery of reality manipulating abilities to turn the tide of the battle. In the end, the girls emerged victorious, with the Thorn Warriors defeated and the Thorn Crystal safely protected. The villagers cheered and thanked the girls for their help, and the girls felt a sense of pride and accomplishment as they stepped back through the portal to the next world. The girls stepped into the next world, and they immediately felt a sense of danger in the air. They could hear the sound of clashing swords and shouting in the distance. They followed the sound to a large open field, where they saw two factions locked in battle, the Umbrella Benders and a new group, the Time Weavers. The Time Weavers were a formidable force, wielding their powers over time to manipulate their enemies and gain the upper hand in battle. They had woven a web of time around the Umbrella Benders, trapping them in a never-ending loop of attacks and counterattacks. The girls were amazed by the sheer power and skill of the Time Weavers, but they also felt a sense of loyalty to the Umbrella Benders, who had helped them in the past. They knew they had to act fast if they wanted to help their allies. So, they jumped into the fray, using their own powers to turn the tide of the battle. They worked together, combining their powers to create powerful reality-shifting attacks that caught the Time Weavers off guard. With each blow, the girls grew more confident in their abilities, and they soon had the upper hand in the battle. The Time Weavers fought back with ferocity, determined to win the battle, but the girls were relentless. They swung their umbrellas with grace and precision, weaving a dance of reality and time that left the Time Weavers reeling. Finally, with a final blow from their combined powers, the girls defeated the Time Weavers and saved the Umbrella Benders from their never-ending battle. The Umbrella Benders were grateful for the girls' help, and they welcomed them as heroes. The girls felt a sense of pride and accomplishment as they walked away from the battle, knowing that they had made a difference in the world once again. They continued their journey, eager to see what other challenges and adventures awaited them in the next world. The girls continued their journey, traveling to a new world filled with action and adventure. They found themselves in a world of fierce battles, where they would have to face their greatest foes yet. As they walked through the bustling streets, they were met with the sight of towering beasts, armed with weapons made from the harshest materials known to this world. The girls' eyes grew wide with fear as they realized that they were about to face their biggest challenge yet. But they didn't let the fear get the better of them. They stood tall, their pink umbrellas shining brightly in the sunlight. They knew that they had the power to defeat their enemies, and they were determined to prove it. The battle began, and the girls charged forward, their umbrellas glowing with a brilliant light. The beasts roared, their weapons clashing against the girls' umbrellas, but they stood strong. The girls' powers of manifestation and self-empowerment, combined with their higher consciousness, proved to be too much for the beasts. They defeated the beasts, one by one, until there were no more foes left to face. The girls smiled, proud of themselves for their bravery and strength. They learned that in the face of adversity, they could always draw upon their inner power and rise to the challenge. They continued on their journey, ready for whatever the next world would bring. As the girls stepped into the next world, they were greeted by a bright, sunny day. The streets were lined with colorful flowers, and the sounds of chirping birds filled the air. However, their peace was quickly interrupted when they heard a loud crash coming from a nearby building. They rushed over to investigate, only to find that the building was under attack by a group of menacing robots. The girls quickly sprang into action, using their powers to fend off the robots and protect the innocent people in the building. They worked together, each using their unique skills to defeat the robots one by one. As they fought, they noticed that the robots were being controlled by a mysterious figure in the shadows. The figure was laughing manically as he watched the girls fight. The girls determined to stop the figure, so they raced up the stairs of the building to confront him. When they reached the top floor, they found themselves face to face with the evil mastermind behind the attack, the Time Lord. The Time Lord had the power to manipulate time, and he was using his powers to wreak havoc in this world. The girls were determined to stop the Time Lord and save this world. They engaged in a fierce battle, using their powers to deflect the Time Lord's attacks and counter his every move. In the end, the girls emerged victorious, and the Time Lord was defeated. With the Time Lord defeated and the robots destroyed, the girls were hailed as heroes by the people of this world. They were thanked for their bravery and kindness, and they were honored to have made a positive impact on this world. As they continued on their journey, the girls learned an important lesson about the power of teamwork and the importance of standing up against evil. They also learned about the dangers of arrogance and the importance of humility. With this new knowledge and experience, the girls felt even more empowered and confident in their abilities as members of the Pink Umbrella Institute. They were eager to see what other lessons and adventures awaited them in the next world. The girls stepped into the next world, their pink umbrellas at the ready. They had been through countless realities and faced many challenges, but they were determined to keep fighting for what was right. As they walked through the streets, they noticed that this world was different. It was darker, grimmer, and there was a sense of unease in the air. As they continued on their journey, they soon came across a group of people who were in trouble. They were being attacked by a mysterious and powerful foe, who seemed to be able to bend reality to their will. The girls stepped forward, ready to protect the innocent and face their new enemy. The battle was intense, with the girls using all of their skills and abilities to defend themselves. They battled blow by blow, each strike and counterstrike more intense than the last. The new foe was powerful, but the girls were determined and they refused to give up. They had come too far to let anyone stop them now. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the girls emerged victorious. They had defeated their new enemy, and the people they had protected were safe once again. The girls breathed a sigh of relief and smiled, proud of themselves for another job well done. As they continued on their journey, they met new characters and factions, each more intriguing than the last. They learned lessons about self-empowerment, manifestation, and higher consciousness, and they encountered exciting battles that kept them on the edge of their seats. The girls were determined to keep moving forward, to keep exploring new worlds and making a difference wherever they went. They were proud to be members of the Pink Umbrella Institute, and they were eager to see what adventures awaited them in the next world. As the girls stepped through the portal, they found themselves in a world unlike any they had ever seen before. It was a world of darkness and shadows, where the sky was always covered in storm clouds and the ground was littered with debris. In the distance, they could hear the sounds of battles and screams. As they made their way through the desolate landscape, they were suddenly ambushed by a group of hooded figures wielding weapons. These were members of the Shadow Legion, a powerful faction that sought to control every world in the multiverse. The girls quickly sprang into action, using their powers to defend themselves and the innocent people who were caught in the crossfire. The battle was intense, with the girls dodging and weaving around their enemies, unleashing powerful energy blasts and using their umbrellas to deflect the incoming attacks. The Shadow Legion was relentless, but the girls were determined to protect this world and stop them from gaining any more power. As the fight raged on, the girls encountered a new ally, a young woman named Luna who was a member of the Light Warriors, a group dedicated to defeating the Shadow Legion and bringing peace to the multiverse. Luna was a skilled fighter, and together with the girls, they managed to turn the tide of the battle and defeat the Shadow Legion. With the Shadow Legion defeated, the girls continued their journey, learning more about the Light Warriors and the great battles they had fought to protect the multiverse. They also learned more about the power of manifestation and self-empowerment, as well as the importance of standing up for what is right, no matter the cost. As they left this world and stepped through the next portal, the girls felt a sense of pride and purpose. They were determined to continue their journey, facing each new challenge head-on and making a difference in every world they visited. The girls stepped into the next world, their pink umbrellas glowing with excitement. They had heard rumors of a powerful faction that controlled this reality, known as the Shadow Warriors. They were known to be dangerous and unpredictable, and the girls were warned to be careful. As they explored the world, they noticed that it was darker and more ominous than any reality they had visited before. The streets were deserted and the buildings were tall and foreboding. Suddenly, they heard a noise and turned to see a group of shadow warriors emerge from the shadows. The girls stood their ground, not backing down from a fight. The shadow warriors began to attack, their weapons flashing in the dim light. The girls fought back, using their umbrellas to deflect the attacks. The battle was intense, but the girls were determined to emerge victorious. One by one, the shadow warriors fell, until finally there was only one left standing. He was a formidable opponent, his movements quick and precise. But the girls were not intimidated. They worked together, using their umbrellas to block his attacks and strike back with their own. After what seemed like hours, the final shadow warrior fell to the ground. The girls were exhausted, but they were triumphant. They had proven their worth to this new faction, and they were eager to continue on their journey. As they walked away, they couldn't help but feel proud of themselves. They had faced their toughest battle yet, and they had come out on top. They were stronger and more confident than ever before, and they were ready for whatever the next world had in store for them. Tune in next week.